Life comes down to the little things. What you do every single day is going to determine the trajectory of your life. Hi, it's Paulina, and welcome to the My Best Self podcast, where we become the best version of ourselves. Welcome back, you guys, or welcome. I am so happy for you to join me here today, and I'm very excited about today's episode because today is our first episode where we talk about habits. And it's our first episode where we have like a specific list of items. I know we talk here a lot about our mindset, about motivation, but today we're going to be talking about habits that can really upgrade your life. I really do believe that life comes down to the little things. What you do every single day is going to determine the trajectory of your life, and it's very evident. And I tell you this as somebody who has gone from having horrible habits and doing things that were not serving me to someone who has learned to be disciplined with myself and my habits, and even in simple ways made changes in my life that have made a huge impact. So let me give you a little bit of background of how my day-to-day life used to look like. I used to wake up, scroll on my phone for 1 to 2 hours. I'm not even joking. I wish I was exaggerating. Wake up kind of late, 9, 10, 11, scroll on my phone for hours, and then eventually I would eat and then scroll on my phone some more, watch TV, and basically repeat the cycle, and then maybe be productive for a little bit, and then scroll some more, watch more TV, get stuck in that loophole. And honestly, say that point in my life was like 3 years ago for me. 3 years ago, and honestly, that was when I felt the worst. I looked the worst. I had no energy and no spark, honestly. And I truly believe that it was due to my everyday habits and due to me not doing better and wanting better for myself. And truly, when you want to make a change in your life, it comes down to what you do every day. And the best part about habits is once you establish good, healthy habits, and the ones that I'm going to share with you today are amazing. They've honestly been life-changing for me. And let me just be real with you. The past couple weeks, I feel like I've been going through a lot of lessons lately in my personal life. And some of these lessons have been very painful for me. It's things that I had to go through, unfortunately, to learn and grow and evolve. But I have been I'm feeling better now, but the past few weeks were very rough on me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be very honest. It was very hard, but what I did realize is that the good habits, the healthy, really great habits that you build, those habits are going to be just as hard to break as your bad habits. So even when I was like going through the most mentally, I was like getting depressed. I was very sad. I was very hurt with personal situations that I was going through. I still maintained my habits. I still stayed on track. I maybe like wavered a little bit, but for the most part, those habits, they were just so deeply ingrained into me. I've been doing them for such a long time that even when I was going through the worst, I still found a way to implement them and keep going. And that's the most beautiful thing. And I hope that motivates you to realize that everything I'm going to share in this video is things that you can incorporate. And when you do incorporate them, once you build that habit and you stay consistent, I promise it's going to get so easy and you're going to thank yourself, and you're literally going to be moving the needle. Every single day, you're going to be pushing yourself. It's going to become something super effortless for you. So without further ado, let's get into the habit. Habit number 1 is meditation. Meditation. I cannot stress enough how beautiful I think meditating is and the benefits that I've seen from it personally. So I have been into the habit of meditating daily, at least 5 minutes a day. And when I meditate, I just sit, I close my eyes, and I focus on my breathing in and out. And you can meditate in different ways. You can do a guided meditation, or you can do it as simply as what I said right now. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. And instead of letting your mind run wild, your mind will run wild, and it will naturally want to run wild, especially when you first start to learn how to meditate. But when you catch yourself just thinking and letting your mind wander, you bring yourself back to the moment and focus on your breath. Meditation has so many benefits, you guys. And I will say the biggest benefit that I've noticed is I am a much calmer person. When growing up, I went through a lot of traumas, and it caused me to be a very hot-headed person. I didn't have much tolerance, and I was easily irritable. And meditating really helped me change that about myself and really helped me just be more in the moment and have better control of my emotions. Meditating also allows you to be more grounded and calm because you're focusing on the now, on the moment that you're in. This day and age, it's hard to do that. You know, when you're constantly up and at it and out and about and you're constantly doing this and then this and your mind is all over the place and there's just so many distractions, when you're able to just sit down, give yourself 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and just literally focus on your breath and just be in the moment, be in the now for a little while, you will become so much more grounded. You're going to become more peaceful. I am literally going to list you benefits of meditating right here, right now. Lowers blood pressure, helps improve sleep, stress management, reduces pain, better mood, enhances self-awareness, boosts confidence and intuition, depression management, increases energy, promotes emotional health. So if that's not a sign, you can incorporate this into your routine very easily. And there are no excuses. Like if you don't have 5 minutes, if you can't set your alarm 5 minutes earlier to give yourself those extra 5 minutes, now you're just, I don't know, girl. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You're probably on the wrong video because you don't really want to see a change. Moving on to the second habit, this is simply having a morning routine. A morning routine is actually made up of several different habits, whatever that may look like for you. I'm going to give you my morning routine. You don't have to do the same thing as me, but I'm going to share my routine with you. And I know it from the top of my head because I do this every morning. I wake up, I put a 5-minute alarm to just let myself feel gratitude. And then once that alarm goes off, I get up, I oil pool. I write in my journal while I'm oil pooling. Then I do my skincare. I make myself a healthy breakfast. I eat my breakfast, get into my workout outfit, and I go hit the gym. And that is my morning routine. My routine focuses a lot on self-care, you know, feeling that gratitude, journaling, making myself a healthy breakfast, even caring for my oral health with the oil pooling. It's very self-care focused, and I like to give myself an hour and a half for this routine. You don't have to do the same routine, and obviously everybody lives a different life. You may not want to wake up extra early in the morning to do this, but simply building a routine that works for you and something that you can do every single day is super important. And I will say, in your morning routine, I really recommend not going on your phone. Do not go on your phone for the first hour after waking. That is the time that your brain is most susceptible. That is the time that your subconscious mind is open still. So don't go on your phone because you don't even know what you're gonna see. You don't know what you're gonna see. First of all, you don't know what you're gonna see and what you're gonna be feeding your subconscious mind. Second of all, if that's the first thing that you do in the morning, now the whole day you're gonna be looking for that dopamine hit, because you got it first thing in the morning. So now the whole day, you're going to be craving that again. There's one thing that you're going to take from this video. Don't go on your phone when you first wake up. Give yourself at least an hour. But yeah, have a morning routine. Do something that feels good to you. I will say a little pointer from my morning routine. I always like to eat within the first hour of waking. And this is amazing. If you're a woman, please do this. Please eat breakfast. Look, I tell you, not even as just me, my doctor has literally told me something that will throw off your hormones really badly is not eating in the first 30 minutes to an hour of waking up. If you're a woman and you want your hormones to be balanced, have a healthy breakfast, have a protein-filled breakfast within the first hour of waking. Make that into a habit. If you struggle with hormonal acne, your hormones are probably all over the place, try this. This is something that helped me. I reached out to a holistic doctor because I was like, I don't know what to do about my hormones. I'm getting all of this hormonal acne. I recently had some hormonal breakouts, and it was during a time when I was traveling with friends, and most people that I've come across, they don't eat breakfast, or they wait hours after they've awoken to eat breakfast. I swear this triggered my acne so bad. I'm back on track now though. I always eat my breakfast within the first hour of waking up. Another thing I recommend in your morning routine, make your bed. I forgot to mention, I make my bed every single morning. It's a great way for you to do something that makes you feel accomplished first thing in the morning. It's easy. Just remember, habits take time to build, and when you're first getting into new habits, it's gonna be a little bit rocky. I really recommend this book, you guys. I've recommended this before, Atomic Habits. If you want to learn the science behind how to build these habits, if you want to learn different ways and different strategies that can help you implement these habits, read that book. It talks about different ways you can go about it, how you can build kind of a reward system with habits, how you can stack your habits. I really recommend that book because I'm telling you, it does take time. My morning routine, it took me about a whole year. Honestly, I could have done better. I really could have. If I really would have applied myself and wanted to really change and change my habits, I probably could have done it quicker. But it took me a year. That's how long it took me to build a strong morning routine. It doesn't have to take you that long. But just so you don't feel discouraged, everyone's timing is different, and that's what it took. And look at me now. I have those habits on lockdown. So be patient with yourself, even if it takes time. You're doing something to better yourself, and that's all that matters. The next habit that really changed my life is moving slower. And this was really hard for me as somebody who's always been like very much a go, go, go type of person, and who grew up very much in their masculine energy, very like go, go, go. And I had to realize that I need to move a little bit slower sometimes, because constantly being all over the place and constantly being like rushing is not a way to live. And I didn't want to live that way anymore. And what I had to do to change this was look at the root problem. And for me, the root problem was not giving myself enough time to do things and expecting myself to do like 50 million tasks in one day. So what I do now is I like to time box. So when you time box, it's like making a list of what you have to do throughout the day, except you give yourself specific times that you're going to do it. And that helps me because it gives me a visual of, okay, this is where I'm going to spend my time. And that way I can plan ahead. When you plan ahead, you save your future self. So I plan everything I have to do, and then I give myself adequate amount of time to do it. And if I have an appointment, if I have something, I don't wait until the last minute. I figure it out. I find a way to manage my time better so that I don't have to be rush, 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 go, go, go. When I'm walking somewhere, I walk a little slower. I allow myself to move a little bit slower through life. I promise you, life is so much more enjoyable when you're not constantly like stressing yourself out, rushing from place to place, from activity to activity. And I guess this habit really comes down to bettering your time management. But I swear, just going a little bit slower through life, through your day, it feels great. All right, on to the fourth habit. I have talked about this, but journaling and affirmations. Journaling and affirmations have been like my holy grail. So every morning I go ahead and I journal, and to journal is to literally write. And I write, like, honestly, the way that I like to write is like a diary. And first of all, it's cool because I can always look back at my old thoughts and be like, wow, that's really how I felt in that moment. If you want to build a better relationship with yourself, journal, write. And I know I've talked about this before, so I'm going to be a little brief, but as you're writing, you literally unlock a portal into your subconscious mind. So just write whatever is coming through to your brain. And eventually you're going to be writing things that are going to probably even shock you. Like, oh, I didn't even know that this was connected to this, and I didn't know that this triggered an old memory for me. You just start to really get to know yourself and build a better relationship with you. And also along with this are affirmations, and I mentioned it with journaling because a lot of the times I like to write down my affirmations. So affirmations are statements. I like to say positive statements about myself, like I am so beautiful, I am successful, I am the best version of myself, different affirmations like that. I like to either journal them or I say them in the mirror. And this is a game changer, especially if you want to help yourself with your confidence, with just feeling better overall. Say your affirmations and make it a habit, and eventually you're going to start believing them. Self-worth affirmations are amazing. When I was going through a hard time with accepting myself, I would literally look in the mirror and tell myself, I am so worthy, I am so lovable. And this really did change my mind, and this really helped me to truly believe that. Like, I can tell you, I truly love myself to my core now. And there was a lot of points in my life, especially growing up, I felt very inadequate. I felt very unworthy. I've been very depressed in the past. Trigger warning, had suicidal thoughts, and I've been in very, very, very dark places before and felt very unworthy. And this is one of the things that really helped me, one of the habits that helped me grow and truly step into knowing I'm more than good enough. I am more than enough. I'm so worthy of every beautiful thing in this life. And I truly can say that and believe that. And I hope that every single person can find that feeling of worthiness and can hold on to it forever. I really do, because it is the most beautiful feeling to know and to never question, no matter outside circumstances, no matter who is in your life or who isn't in your life, or the way that somebody treats you, the way that a stranger treats you, or maybe somebody that you love who hurts you treats you. No matter what, to be able to go through life and regardless of anything, still say, I am so worthy. I am more than enough. To be able to say that and to truly believe it, I think that is so beautiful. I think that is the most beautiful thing, and I am so happy that I've been able to cultivate that feeling. So I really, really encourage you, if you're working on that, do your affirmations. They do help. They help so much. The next habit, this is for the procrastinators out there, and this habit is not going to change your life on its own, but it is going to start to change the way your mind works, which is going to make you want to continue to find ways to not procrastinate anymore. So it is called the 2-second rule. When you think of something that you need to be doing, that you're procrastinating, I want you to give yourself 2 seconds in your head, count to 2, and then get up and do it. Literally 1, 2, okay, I'm gonna do it. And when you give yourself those 2 seconds, it's like you don't even have time to think about anything. It's like 1, 2, do it. Start it. If you're a procrastinator, let me just say something. When we procrastinate, we usually tend to make things worse on ourselves, because now we have to do things multiple times. So I used to procrastinate even like texting people back. I would read their text message, reply to it in my head, and not even take the time to type it out. I would procrastinate that. But when you do that, you don't even realize that you're creating more work for yourself, because now you didn't send that message. You already came up with an answer. You didn't even take the time to send it. So now you're going to have to go back, read it again, remind yourself what you were going to say, type it out and send it. That's just an example, but we do it with little things. Like I would do this all the time, and then it would just consume my mind and my energy thinking about things that I had to get done that I hadn't gotten to. So eventually you spend more time thinking and stressing out than just doing the task at hand. When you're just constantly thinking about it, you're just using up your energy. And for what? You're not getting anything done. Now you're going to have to go back, use more energy, and do it. So it's better 1, 2, and then start whatever task you need to get done. The next habit is getting in movement daily, whatever that may look like for you, whether it's going on a walk, whether it's taking a workout class, whether it's working out at home, going to the gym. Do some type of movement every single day. Moving your body is not only good, obviously, for your body, but it's also good for your mental health. There's literally so many studies on this, but exercise literally improves your mental health. It can be used to help cure depression. It can lower your stress levels. When you're exercising, your body releases endorphins and serotonin. It also distracts you from worries. You're able to be in the moment, away from everything. The way that I feel when I go to the gym is I feel like I'm just in a different world. I'm just very focused on what I'm doing in that moment. It's like an escape, and it's the healthiest escape you can have. I love weightlifting, and I've also been getting into Pilates lately. And I love going on walks too. You might not be into lifting weights like me. There's so many things you can do. Literally just going on walks, dancing. Maybe there's a sport that you like to play. Find something that's going to make it an enjoyable experience for you and do it every day. And not only is that going to improve your mood, it's also going to improve the way that your body looks, and that's going to improve your confidence. That's going to improve the way you feel. There's literally endless benefits. Find a way, get that movement in. Stop being a couch potato. You don't need to scroll on your phone for an extra 30 minutes. Instead, go out, go outside, go on a run. I don't know, do something. Habit, this is a simple habit. Personally, I used to go throughout my day and I would literally forget to eat sometimes. I know this sounds so bad, but I would forget to eat, or I would skip a meal, or I would have the strangest schedule when it came to eating. I was not prioritizing my nutrition at all. I was prioritizing everything but my nutrition. I was putting my business above my nutrition. I was putting everything above my nutrition. And we need to remember, in order to have a good life overall, we need to focus on the pillars. We need to focus on the foundation. What is a foundation that is necessary? Good health. If you want a good life, you need good health. And what constitutes good health? Good nutrition is definitely part of it. So you're over here thinking that you're doing something, thinking that you're having self-care and self-love and this and that, but you're not even feeding your body correctly. Like, how you're doing things backwards. You're over here trying to reach this. You're trying to reach the top of the pyramid, but you don't even have the foundation laid out yet. So how are you going to get there? I had to realize I was putting my nutrition on the back burner, and I kind of learned this after speaking to my holistic doctor. And speaking, we were on our process to regulate my hormones, and she just was asking me about my eating habits, and I told her that I would sometimes skip meals, or I would be like very busy, and then I wouldn't end up having lunch until like 4 or 5 p.m. and then sometimes maybe not having dinner, or having dinner like at 10 p.m. And I just had a very strange eating schedule that was not serving me at all. So eating on time and prioritizing your nutrition, that is such a game changer. When I started doing that, I started to notice my body felt better. I stopped feeling just like randomly stressed all the time. When you go such a long time without meals and you're like hungry but you're not eating, that's going to raise your cortisol levels. I know that's like a big thing on social media right now. People are trying to lower their cortisol. Well, if you want to lower your cortisol, eating at a good time instead of waiting until you're super hungry and now you need to eat, that's important too. How are you going to fit all this stuff in your day, but you're not going to fit time to feed yourself? Like, that's so sad. That is so sad. I started to think about it like, damn, how are you gonna do that to yourself, right? And trigger warning. But this was never anything for me about like, oh, I want to lose weight or I want to be skinny or anything. It was simply like, I want to do as much as I can in a day. And if that means that I'm gonna, eat like very rushed at whatever random time I get to eat, then that's what it means. That's a very backwards way of thinking. Start to prioritize your nutrition, your sleep, and your hydration. Those are things that you need to be prioritizing. Next habit. This one is a quick one, but it's so much fun. I do this almost every day. I just play music and dance in the mirror. And it's fun and it brings me happiness. And if you just want something that's going to be quick and easy that you can try out, try this. It just makes your life a little, like prettier. Oh, you don't even need to know how to dance, girl. If anybody ever saw me, they probably would do a little side eye, but you know what? It's fun. It makes me happy. And also, a lot of trauma and a lot of our pain gets stored in our hips. So letting that out, doing different movements, shaking your hips, having fun while you're dancing, and doing it in a private space where you feel comfortable and safe. And it allows you to even feel that energy lifting from you. The next habit I really love is reading. I'm still working on reading every single day. There was a point in my life though where I was very on top of it and I was reading every day. And reading has so many benefits. I think a lot of people don't really realize when you read, you will become smarter. You will become more intelligent. Brain will be able to understand more the more that you read. You can expand your vocabulary, become more articulate. I think a lot of these habits really come down to being in the moment. So when you're reading, you're in that moment and you're focused, and it just makes you a more interesting person overall. You're constantly learning. You have new things to share with people. Maybe we can get a book club started or something. I would love to work on that. If you like to read too, if a lot of you guys are into it, we can definitely do something like that. That would be so much fun. So definitely try it out. Try making reading a daily habit. Try it out. You might fall in love. That's what I'm saying. You might fall in love. Okay, so we are down to the last and final habit, and I love this habit. And the last habit is practicing gratitude and not complaining. Let's first start with not complaining. I realized I used to be kind of a big complainer. I feel like it's normal. It's normal to complain about random little things, or sometimes you bond with people over complaining over things like, oh my gosh, can you believe this person did this to me? Or just sharing the story. And I understand the want to do that, but I realized I don't even want to acknowledge those things in my life anymore. For example, yesterday I went and I tried out archery for the first time, and it was so much fun. And there was somebody there, and their actions towards me were a little strange. And I wanted to tell my friends so badly. I went to brunch with my friend afterwards, but then I thought about it. I was like, what is complaining gonna do for me? I don't even want this in my reality. I don't even want to think about this. Build that habit of no longer really resonating with those little things. It starts to literally change your mind. And I realized that I could sit here and I could complain about a little thing that somebody did to me, or I could sit here and share how cool somebody was, or how a random stranger smiled at me and said hi to me and made me feel very welcome. As human beings, our brain is inclined to focus on the negative. It just is. That is our nature. So to fight against that nature a little bit and try to change it up a little is really, really cool. And you will notice big differences in your life. And same thing with gratitude. Have a habit of saying thank you, no matter what that looks like for you. It can look like writing down things that you're thankful for every morning or every night, or before going to bed, just simply saying thank you for everything that you're thankful for. Find a way to incorporate gratitude in your everyday life. Not only do you feel great to be thankful, but your brain will actually start to seek that out more and to see things in a different way. And now your mind is going to frame things differently, because at the end of the day, life is all about perspective. So when you have your brain working in a way to see the beauty in life, to focus on the good, because we could really focus on all the bad, or we can focus on the good. So to shift your brain around allows it to work in your favor. Practice focusing on the good things rather than the bad. Instead of complaining about something, think about another thing that you could be thankful for. Think about something else that you could share with another person that was good and positive. I probably will still complain about things here and there, but I really realized this. And yesterday was like I had a kind of like an epiphany, like, wait, I'm over here focusing on this person that was a little weird, but there was so many people that were nice. There was so many other things that I could share about this experience. So I decided I'm not even going to share about any negative feeling or any negativity that happened. I'm only going to share the positive and the good. And I felt really, really great doing that. So those are the 10 habits that will change your life, that will upgrade your life. Remember, like I said earlier in the video, it takes time to build these habits. Focus on maybe one habit from this video and then work your way up from there. Don't overwhelm yourself, because when you overwhelm yourself and you try to do everything at once, that's when not only do you stress yourself out, you also kind of build up a negative sentiment towards wanting to better yourself. So don't overwhelm yourself. Be patient. Just keep these habits in mind and slowly start to implement them, and you're going to see such a huge difference in your life. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. I love you guys. If you're listening on Spotify, please make sure to rate the podcast. If you're on YouTube, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. It helps so much with the algorithm, and it's going to push the video out to more people so that more people can also upgrade their life so much. And I will see you in next week's episode.